Welcome back, everyone. This is Small Talks with Tish and Larry, and today we have a special guest joining us.
Hi, I'm very honored to introduce this guy. He's a man of many talents, and I don't know where to start, but I do have a little list that I could start with. But he's a writer, a producer, a director, an actor, and he has movies like Without Your Love, The Lonely Girl. He's been in the TV show Tales, produced by the late Irv Gotti. And he has a new movie called Full Circle that's on the internet and taking over. Rayford Boykin IV.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? What's happening?
How you doing today?
Glad for you to be here, man. Glad for you to be here.
Yeah, man, glad to be here, man.
Oh, yeah.
Man, how have you been, man?
Man, I've been doing all right, man. Just taking everything one day at a time. Just trying to work on some new projects. Being a dad.
Oh, I forgot about that. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations
appreciate it. Yeah, but other than that, man, it's, hey, easy rolling, man. Easy rolling.
I hear that. Now, when you say working on other projects, what you got going on?
So, with the first Full Circle, it's a lot of folks saying, hey, what's up, part two? What's up, part two? So I'm like, all right, so it's back by popular demand.
Got you. Yeah. So is it still in the writing process of it, or?
Yeah, just in writing process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that?
Okay. Yeah, it was mine. You got your question, too.
How y'all doing?
We're doing pretty good. Like, we was glad to have you here with us today. So I want to tell you, the movie, it was good. The other night when we watched it, like, he had me just sitting there for the whole thing, just like, I was like, this is good. And I couldn't believe it was in Bennettsville. That was the first thing. I just can't believe he filmed that there. Are you originally from Bennettsville?
Nah, I was born in Connecticut.
Oh, how y'all made it down here all the way to little Bennettsville?
Man, I don't know. Where my mom went, that's where I went.
So you didn't have no choice. So how old were you when you came to Bennettsville?
When I came to Bennettsville, I was in the 6th grade.
Oh, you didn't have a choice.
Yeah, when we first moved here, we moved to Atlanta, South Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was there like 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and then first 2 weeks of 6th grade, and then that's when we moved to Bennettsville.
Look at you. Came and claimed his hometown. That's your hometown now. Been here too long.
Yeah, that's what they say. I'm like, where you from? I'm like, Connecticut. How long you been down here? Since I was 10.
Yeah, once you
from the South.
This is true. It's like you can't change it, but I mean, it seems like you got a good connection with where you're from because we saw the different areas that you were in and the place with the cigar lounge. Me and him had wanted to go to the cigar lounge. I was like, he has a lot of connections with the airport, and in the film, I thought that was just cool as far as people coming in and chiming in and helping you with the film. Yeah. I thought that was real cool. Right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I try to, keep that connection, keep the communication open between people. Shoot how, and like the airport, I don't even know them cats were there. I just happened to go up there one day and somebody was there. I was like, hey, you mind if I shoot a scene here? Hey, man, have at it. So
that's so cool. I was saying, man, he got the airport scene and everything. I was shocked. I was like, now that's neat because you don't really see, like, I've never seen someone in our town here as far as doing a movie where everyone connected and came together for a film like this. So I was like, that's awesome.
It's a long story behind that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a long. If y'all want me to talk about it, I can tell you how it started up. So when I did, I moved to Wilmington. That's when I got after I got married. Moved to Wilmington, and they make movies down there in Wilmington. Mm-hmm. So I got plugged into a few people. So that kind of inspired me to work on my own stuff. This when COVID had hit, so they want you to get like the vaccine shots and all that stuff. So I'm like, dang, I want to try to be on this show. I want to try to be on that show. Mm-hmm. And or if you be on the show, you got to get vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? So like my wife at the time, she was like, man, I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should get vaccinated just to be on the show.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm going through some old notebooks I had from school, and that's when I found. I wrote The Lonely Girl. Mm-hmm. I wrote The Lonely Girl back in 2010.
Oh, God. Oh, wow. So that's something you already produced and put out.
Yeah, that's when I did. Well, I had just wrote it back then. Mm-hmm. So when I found a notebook, I was like, oh, snap. I'm about to turn this joint into a movie, yo. Mm-hmm. So put a casting call out, And then got some people, I don't know them people from a can of paint. You know what I'm saying? Just put the movie together. So so once I did that one, I said, you know what, yo, there's always people saying it's nothing to do in Marlboro County. You know, ain't nothing around here.
Right.
So I say, Mom, I'm gonna make a movie and I'm gonna shoot it at Bennesville.
Oh, that's all you had to say probably too for everybody to come out.
She said, okay. I said, all right, bet. So then, like, when I was writing, I was just writing it piece by piece. Like, if I'm in a restaurant, I might say, hey, let me get a pen, write some ideas on a napkin. Or if I'm just home chilling, if I'm at work.
So any idea hits you, say, I'm going to go ahead and put it, so you don't forget and you can actually put it into your film. That's true.
And see, all right, my whole thing is, okay, you're at home, you find a notebook. All right, it's something that you had already had the basic outline of, and you decided to turn that into a movie.
Yeah.
That sounds very complicated. Like, I write raps. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might write raps on a napkin or something. But a movie, like, that is
a lot of detail.
What gave you that? Like, I understand, like maybe you wanted to be on the show or something like that, but what gave you that drive to? Was it just because you was in the house and?
Nah, it was. I mean, I always had an idea of being in the movie. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, every movie I saw, I was always acting the parts out that I seen in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was young, I used to watch Bad Boys a lot. So I used to want to, like, jump on cars.
My favorite
like Will
movie.
Smith,
I think that's everyone's favorite movie.
I run like Mario. I want, you know what I'm saying? I'm making little paper guns, acting like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, little stuff like that. Even when I watch Home Alone, like, it was Home Alone 3 when the kid take the video camera to the remote control car.
Yeah.
So mom bought me a remote control. No, my dad bought a remote control car. My mom bought me a camera. So I said, shoot. Duct taped it to the. She's like, boy, my duct tape at? I was trying to act like Home Alone.
Got the little car with the camera on it.
But shoot, man, when I was in college, man, I mean, I wrote it as if it was a movie script. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know nothing about the format. I just put whoever name. This is what they said. Where the location was, and just, you know what I'm saying, just did it like that. And I was gonna shoot it while I was in school, but, you know,
the timing wasn't just right for you at the moment.
Yeah, it wasn't no time for me to get it done, trying to do my work and stuff like that.
Trying to get them A's and B's.
Yeah, they came later.
Right. Understandable.
It worked out. That's all I can say. It worked out.
Yeah. So, a question we have for you. Has directing, like, always been a passion that you wanted to do? Like, you've always been into doing movies? Well, you said since you were younger you did like directing.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, I would say it was more like a hobby for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just me sitting down, just writing whatever I'm thinking about. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a hobby, and it was like low-key therapy. You know, so
I feel that.
That's good therapy, though. Could bring in some big bucks eventually, too.
Yeah.
I mean, anything that could change your lifestyle around and it's something that you're passionate about, that's what we all need to have drive for, something that we're passionate about that can put us on a bigger platform. As I say, you're in the right direction as far as with filming, so that is good.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
And with it being like a hobby, like, okay, which one do you like better, the acting side of it, or do you like the writing and producing?
Me, man, I'm the type, I like the process from start to beginning. I mean, start to the end. From writing to watching it on screen. You know what I'm saying? I want to know how everything goes. Now, if I'm in somebody else's joint, you know what I'm saying, they might say, hey, can you come do this part? All right, cool. But if it's mine, like, I'm just, one thing I try to do when I write my stuff, I hope that at least one person can relate to it. You know what I'm saying? At least one person. Like when I did The Lonely Girl,
I gotta watch that.
It was a lot of people like, yo, man. And it was dudes like, yo, man, I used to feel like that too when talking to a chick. And I try to shoot it more from a guy's point of view when they trying to talk to, you know what I'm saying, a female.
That's the one with the red car, where you wreck your car?
Nah, that's Without Your Love.
Okay.
Yeah,
I seen that one.
Yeah, that's Without Your Love. That's the first one I did.
These films, where can we find them at? Those other two films?
Those two, you can find those two on Tubi.
Tubi. Okay,
you can
I
find those
definitely
on
that'll be
Tubi.
something for me to look into this afternoon because I'm off today, so I would definitely be doing that.
Give me some drinks in, you know what I'm saying? But
And let's see, would you ever want to do besides movies? Would you be into like shows like how Law and Order is, things like that?
Me personally, nah, I'd rather just write a whole movie.
So you think it's more of a harder to maybe do a show like all the different episodes? You want to just do one thing and be done? I was thinking that's what it was.
It do seem like you gotta take a whole story and condense it down.
Cause like to be honest with you, that's how Without Your Love started. I wrote like probably like a 1-page conversation between the guy and the girl. And I shot that one, and it was probably like 3 minutes. So I posted it. People was watching it. It's kind of like a cliffhanger. So it was like, "Hey man, what happened next?" So I'm like, wrote some more. Then part 2 became like another cliffhanger. So like, man, so I left cliffhangers on each one. This thing, I had about 7 parts, and each one between like 5-7 minutes. So I'm like, man, you know what? I'm just put them all together.
Yeah.
So once I put them all together, it came out to be like 45-50 minutes. And that was just, you know what I'm saying, my starting one. Yeah. So I'm like, I bet, and people enjoyed it. So I'm like, oh, snap. Then I had hooked up with my mans down there in Wilmington named Nelson J. Davis. He real big on Tubi. They call him Mr. Tubi.
Hey, it's Tubi's got a lot of good stuff on it. So
yes, it's true.
We check into it a lot. They have a lot of good things on it.
Yeah, so I linked up with him, and so he for this movie here, Full Circle, he said, "Hey man, I want to challenge you, yo." He said, "I'm gonna challenge you to write 70 pages."
Whoa,
so
that's a lot.
That's a lot of pages, man.
It is.
He said, "Nah, but if you like want a good length, like feature film,
true.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it's gonna take."
Never knew it would be that many pages.
It started flowing. That thing, I got like 90 pages.
See, you call that passion. See, that passion kicked in. You was like, I can do this. I can do this.
Mr. Davis unlocked something.
Right.
That's what it was. He
Right.
unlocked something.
That is true.
That's my dog, man. Then it's a few more people that I met, like my boy Marquand. I met him down there in Wilmington, and he had a movie premiere. I didn't know this cat neither, but he had a movie premiere. I went and introduced myself to him. He had a couple good buddies there. I met the dude that played Suge Knight in Tupac movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I met him down there. Then I ended up being like had a role in a movie that he produced, that he directed.
So the connections is bringing you to have more stuff that you can get into. Also, having friends like that, they put you in films also.
Yeah, and it also like inspired me to do more.
Yeah, I'm about to say, just being
Got a
around.
good team around. Yeah, that's
so
true.
I watch these cats. I'm watching them. I'm seeing how the camera angle. I'm seeing how you put the camera on the
Things
car.
you can put towards your movies and stuff like that. Yeah.
Like I watched that night. I watched the guy movie. It was like a crime type joint. It had gangsters and shooting and all this stuff. And so when
People's favorites.
So when I was filming A Lonely Girl, and after I seen that part, I said, you know what? I might have put some gangster stuff on my joint.
You can never go wrong. You can never go wrong with it. Never go wrong with it.
Yeah, so I added that in there, and when I shot the part, I said, "Hey man, look what your movie inspired me to do." He was like, "Yo, man, that's pretty dope, man."
So they were telling you that you were doing a good job when they saw what you had put together.
Yeah,
That's good.
And I always, if I got questions about something, you know what I'm saying, I reach out to them and ask.
See, that's the best part about having other people that's into the same thing that you're into. Is it's not like you just asking a random. These people also do it.
Right.
So it's like, thank goodness I got me somebody I can fall back on in case something is like I need help with something. So that is good. Well, let's see. We go to this one. For the future, what's your ultimate goal as a perfect movie?
A perfect movie?
The perfect movie for you. What would you want to do?
The perfect movie?
Would it include gangsters?
I don't know, man, because like I got a few ideas in mind right now. Like I got the love story.
Never go wrong with love story.
I got the love story. I got Full Circle. Got some drama. Got the crime. It got
drama.
friendship. It got love in it. Like I want to do like a Christian film.
Yeah, that would work also.
of course, I want to do another drama.
Like
you know what I'm saying? It's like
drama,
people love
like,
drama.
You can never go wrong with that because people like you see with the internet so full of so much drama. It's like good to get away from it. Someone just watching it in film instead of actually knowing it's existing out there. So you're on the right path with drama. People gonna always tune into it.
I don't know. As far as a perfect film, I don't know. I see it as a perfect film. If I'm finished with it and I'm satisfied with it, hey, that's perfect.
Say it's perfect to you.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Right.
I guess more so of like when it would have to be like the perfect storm, the right cast, the right storyline, and being able to put it all together. I guess like that's would be the basis of the question. You know what I'm saying? It's like the perfect movie.
Sometimes it don't always be perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You hit a lot of bumps.
I believe it.
Or something that might not go the way you wanted it to go. You have to switch it up or something like that.
You might have to switch that up. Like I had one chick, she never did acting before, and she wanted to do a 911 operator, right? We used to call, hello, what's your emergency? Da, da, da. And I said, nah, yo, I think you can do a main role, yo. She was like, man, I don't know, man, I'm nervous, yo. So I got on a teams meeting with me, her, and the guy that played Kevin. Shoot, they went through the lines after like 30 minutes. She was like, I think I can do it.
See, gave her the inspiration.
You know what I'm saying? Just let it rock like that.
So that's the girl from Full Circle?
Yeah.
So she was supposed to be the 911 operator?
Yeah.
Or she wanted to be the...
Yeah.
The main girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the
She
main
did really
one.
good.
Yeah,
She
QT
did.
Sloan.
Mm-hmm. She did
That's
really
cool
good.
that y'all was able to get her. I guess that would be kind of like a person being reserved and stuff like that. So y'all was able to bring her out of that shell. That's cool.
Let's see. And I wanted to ask you this. Do you have a dream location that you would like to film at?
Good.
Me, I kind of like, I want to be different, man.
Mm-hmm.
I want to shoot in places that nobody ever thought of, shooting before. That's why
What would that be?
Just small towns, people know about, but they don't really know about.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is one of the reasons why I shot it in, Bennettsville.
Right.
Because there's a lot of, talent there, but they just don't know where to reach out to or where to go or, things like that, just to get it out.
That is like the only downside, like being in small areas, like everything is telling you to go outward and go this place in the bigger cities and stuff like that, but everyone don't have the opportunity to go places like that. So It is good to bring that to people so they can get an opportunity to do film.
Right.
But yeah, you're doing right. So hopefully it'll bring more people to want to try to audition for your movies and stuff like that. And I also wanted to ask you about the casting. Okay. Do you have a certain set of people that you look forward to casting, or do you have a casting call that they have to come to, or you just see certain people and be like, I want to try to ask them to be in a film?
I'll try to all of them.
Oh, so it's no one method, like you do it all.
Yeah, it's all of them.
That makes sense.
Like my boy Lorenzo Ham, he do a lot of TikTok videos, right? And I'm just be funny, man. I'm like, yo, this dude is hilarious, yo. And even before, and me and him, we met in college back in like 2008.
Okay.
So, with him, before I even started writing Full Circle, I said, hey, bro, next movie I do,
you want him in?
I said, oh, you gonna be in that,
right.
yo. He said, man, I ain't never did it before, man, but I tried. I'm like, yo, I said, I don't know what it's gonna be about, but you know what I'm saying? Then the idea came to my head, so all right, a story about two cops. I said, hey, bro, we're going to be cops, yo. He was like, all right, shoot. And then, when the other ones came out, and then, like, when I was an extra on Tales and How High and stuff like that, more people started, hey, man, I thought about being in the movie. I thought about, so I remember, most of those, like, hey, man, I got this part, I think you can do. But parts that I couldn't fill, I post a casting call on Facebook. Or the people that I had with me, like, hey man, can you go tell somebody about,
And then they reach back out to you. And you come up with the cast that way.
Yeah,
it's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Now with the casting calls, I know that was one of the things. Like, what does a person, in order to, like, whenever they come to the casting call, like, what do they have to do in order for you to say, all right, that's it? Does it fit an image or
like I'll have an idea in my head of what I want from the character. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll have I'll have like a few lines for them to read. And I don't never have it in person. Like I have them like self-record themselves, so they can kind of like get comfortable with it and do it on their own. Like was one girl. That's the one that played my girl in the movie, Shayla Bird. She had when she did hers, and it was like me coming home after a long day of work, and she trying to like calm me down. So when she sent me her tape, she used a teddy bear as me, right? So I was like, oh snap! So that's pretty dope, right? Mm-hmm. But even if it's not exactly what I'm looking for, you know what I'm saying, I'll give my feedback back. It don't necessarily be like a no. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, hey,
try to be kind about it.
Yeah, it's like
kind of spirit or
let it
like
down.
Not even that. I noticed they first time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't perfect at it. You know what I'm saying? I still mess up. I'm still learning. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I know how it feels to have somebody like, nah, next. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
oh my God. So you've been through that when you were trying out for other films, like
shoot, just not even just films, like just people telling me no, period. Like whether I want to do some sports stuff.
What I told you.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
like,
you dabble in sports too, like trying out for teams and stuff like that. I didn't know that.
You know what I'm saying? So that just fueled my fire. You know what I'm saying? So
they said to know you're gonna eventually get your yes somewhere. Somebody gonna give you the opportunity.
I told you my story about third grade.
See?
It still rolled with me to this day. Every time
you've got to let that go.
Man, every time I think about it, man, that joint, like you said, fuel the fire. You know what I'm saying?
You're like I can do this. Like, I put my mind to, like, even though you get a no from someone, like, I'm gonna make this opportunity happen some type of way.
Right. And I got my man Russell real good with films. He out in Las Vegas. He pretty good with films, and so like when I get like a casting video back, you know what I'm saying, I send it to him like, yo, bro, what you think about it? So me and him to chop it up. He like, yo, I like this dude. But that's how we end up picking Miles. For a certain, because a lot of people want to be the gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to get into that too.
Yeah, it was a lot of people wanting to play that part. So I'm like, yo, I like this dude right here. And then like for me to send his name Vincent, but seeing him, you know, the lines and stuff, and then he got off work probably like 11, 12 o'clock that night, and then still sending the video. I'm like, yo, he
dedicated.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, bro, like. I like this. You know what I'm saying? I like him.
He's ready for what he's ready.
You know, and they don't necessarily have to be perfect, man. As long as they coachable. You know what I'm saying? As long as they coachable, I can rock with it.
Right.
Now, see, do you want to go ahead and get into the movie?
Of course. I was just about to say you got to get into full circle because
the full circle movie was fire. I gotta tell you that, like, it was fire.
I liked the stunt she was doing in it too. The rollers. Yeah. The man almost took you out with the car. Said that would have been me. Ankle clipped. I would say this is over.
I seen the stunt double for a split second. I seen the stunt double. I seen it.
You're not gonna give him the credit and say it was him. The roller.
That wasn't
It was a few people that was playing me that wasn't me.
Oh really?
Yeah. I was just joking.
Got some twins, I could never tell. Honestly.
It's like now the flip. Now the flip in the movie, my brother, he a cop, right? So I was like, "Hey, bro, how you do a cop flip and pull the gun out?" Right? So I was like, "Bro, how you do a cop flip and pull the gun out, yo?" He's like, "All right, I'm gonna show you real quick," cause he had just came back from the academy doing all that stuff, right? He's like, "All right, look, so you take it, you roll like this and come out like this." Man, I practiced that thing so many times, yo. It was to the point I was like, yo, you know what, I'm just roll over.
So this is the actual technique they teach them. I never knew that.
That's
something that they go out and just do, like, to entertain the crowd, but that's something they need to learn.
They get taught all that stuff, man. Like some moves he showed me, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try to use this for the movie.
Right. Telling me something new. See, we learn something new every
exactly.
day.
And then like parts you see the car driving, I ain't driving the car. Somebody else driving. I'm filming.
That makes sense.
Right.
That makes sense.
So that way you had the tent, so they make sure they see you in there. That way, it makes sense.
Okay.
He said, I gotta do the filming. I'm acting. I'm just multitasking in here today. That's what I'm doing.
Now that was me jumping over the fence. I don't know how many takes we took to get down. Because it took me a while. I ain't jumped over the fence in a while.
I know.
Since fifth grade.
For those that's not too athletic, that could be a little difficult. But I'm telling you, don't want no issues falling over there and can't feel the rest of the movie.
and the
Gotta
cast.
be careful.
But one thing about the movie, man, like I said, the movie 5, Miles. Man, y'all did Miles dirty.
Miles, he suffered a lot. Like, there was a lot going on with him. We were just sitting at the end like, what did Miles do to deserve this? Like, this is terrible.
I understand he might have been a menace in that neighborhood, but damn, y'all did him dirty.
I was like, I think he got something against little Miles here. I don't know what he did wrong, but we gonna make sure he suffers throughout this film.
But coming up with his portion of the film, like, I guess my first question is on that: is that just something that you came up with off the top of your head, as far as to put him in that type of scenario, or is it based off of something?
I'm hoping it's not based off of something.
Not none in my life, but it was more like, how can I say it? It was like, I don't know, man, because it's like you got good girl likes the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? And how can I say this? I guess for some folks, like the bad lifestyle kind of gets old to certain people, and they kind of like want to make a change, which is kind of like why I wrote, you know what I'm saying, his lady, like, you know, stop doing this. Let's do something different. You know what I'm saying? So with him still trying to, you know what I'm saying, make sure he good, his girl good.
I'm gonna make this one last flip.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's always that one last time that you try and you end up getting knocked up or something. You know what I'm saying?
True. That's true.
But yeah, man, that's cause I had like 4 different endings. I didn't know how I ain't want to kill nobody. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell y'all who got killed, but I ain't want to kill nobody. I wanted to be happily ever after.
and watching the movie, you do kind of get attached to the characters. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, we were stuck on Miles.
We started rooting for him a little bit
because
of what he had been through. It's like,
Miles, get that nigga, man.
Now, like, what they got going on with Miles? Like, Miles deserves a happy ending. It was just like, okay, we gonna see.
Now Kevin, like, that's your boy.
Yeah, that's my dog.
But that nigga was dirty. So like you the good guy. You know what I'm saying? You held it down, but that nigga was dirty. So he to me, he ended up just as bad as Miles.
It made you wonder.
Like, he turned into
who's who? Like, it did.
Yeah, he turned into what y'all despise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In order, I mean, he doing his job, or he's trying to do his job, but you turned into, you know what I'm saying?
But also, how did he maintain? I don't know how you maintain being still having his back how you did, because it's like, maybe he should go and be on Miles' side just for a second, just a little bit, because boy.
Miles.
Yeah. And like I got a part in there where when he first meets Olivia, where she asks him, you know, like, what does he do? And he's like, you know, I'm a cop. You know, I really got into it, you know, because my boy into it. You know what I'm saying? So I try to throw that in there just to have some type of like, okay, he ain't really want to do it because that's him. He's just, you know, following behind his boy, or, you know, because that's they boys or whatever.
He really ain't down for the shield like that. Yeah, I got you. I missed that. Now that you said it, I'm like, okay, I do remember that introduction like that. Okay. But, man, phenomenal film.
Word, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
How long did it take y'all to film it, edit it, and, like, how long was that process?
Let me see. Filming wise, I don't know, man. It all varies because, like, I know everybody got jobs. You know what I'm saying? So I mostly did my shooting on the weekends.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I would create this schedule. If I'm shooting in this location, every scene that I got in that location, I try to shoot all those scenes in that location. You know what I'm saying? That day, like
all the traveling around and stuff like that.
Yeah, instead we just be in one spot.
Save some time too.
You know, and that's why I'm good. I got local people too. You know what I'm saying? So that saved a lot of back and forth. Only person that was coming from afar was the guy that played Kevin. Now he from Darlington, but he actually lived in Columbia.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So like I remember I booked the Airbnb and it was like 8 scenes in there. So we shot 8 scenes from sun up, sundown, and the next morning.
Yeah, 'cause you gotta get everything. Like if it's the weekend, you gotta get everything into that week.
You already had the limited time, so you was like, I gotta get this stuff set.
Yeah, and I kind of created a schedule ahead of time just so I know what scenes I'm shooting, when I'm shooting. Then I give everybody a script even before I create the schedule, just so they can, you know what I'm saying, go through it and, you know, get into character, try to understand their parts and their scenes.
Now, did you do all this by yourself or you had help?
Which part?
As far as like breaking down the scripts and giving everybody like copies of the script and all that.
Nah, I usually write the whole thing. Yeah, I usually write the whole thing.
Okay.
That takes some true talent.
Well, for that one I did. You know what I'm saying? I might call and probably get some ideas from somebody like, hey man, what you think about? Think I should change this? Or if I'm writing a scene for like one of the females is saying, I'm like, is this something that you'll say? Mm-hmm. Or, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I want to make it as natural. Yeah, man, you know, 'cause it's like a guy trying to write a female part. It's, you know what I'm saying? I could,
get that feedback.
Yeah.
Now, would you, as far as comparing yourself to any producer, director, actors, who is one person that you would compare yourself to, or maybe who you maybe inspired to be like?
Shoot. As far as like just the directors or
the one that has that title of producer, director, actor, writer.
I got a lot of favorite, you know, actors I kind of like, you know, that I like. As far as like directors, I like a lot of Michael Bay films. This one did Transformers and Bad Boys.
Yeah, you like the explosions.
Yeah, I like his camera angles too. I like the guy, I can't remember his name, the one that made Training Day. Damn, I forgot that guy's name.
He does a lot of films with Denzel, doesn't he?
That's Fuqua.
Yeah,
that's
Equalizer. The Equalizer also, I think.
Antoine
that's
Fuqua.
My favorite right there.
Yeah, like, cause you could tell what, like, certain directors, you could tell it's their movie by how it's shot, like angles and stuff. Like, you can tell, you know. But as far as like actors, man, it's a bunch of them, man. Like, of course, Denzel, Will Smith, Moore Chestnut. What's the guy? Jake played in Southpaw. Jake, what's his name?
You say played in Southpaw?
Southpaw, the boxing movie.
Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
I like him.
I think you watched that one day. We watched that together.
Yeah, like the guy that played Toby, the guy that played Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. Bruce Willis, that's my dog, man. That's my dog, man. I like.
Your favorite with Live Free Die Hard.
What?
Yeah, I like Bruce Willis, man. You know.
But like I guess the person that comes to mind as far as the one person that wears all those hats would be like Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what people feel about Tyler Perry, like this dude wears all those hats, and if I ain't mistaken, he a billionaire now, ain't it?
Yes.
Like writing his movies, directing, producing. He's the main character most of the time. Like
he does all the writing too.
Do you see yourself getting to the point where you can build your own lot with studios and all of that? Do you want to get to that type of point, or?
Yeah, I actually thought about that. Even if it's just a small warehouse, you know what I'm saying?
Starting somewhere.
Yeah, just something small. You know what I'm saying? I actually had the chance to not meet him, but I had the chance to go to his Tyler Perry Studios.
Wow.
It's big?
Yeah, man.
It's huge.
Like when you first walk, not when you walk in, but when you first drive up, it got all the screens on the side, say welcome to Tyler Perry Studios and what's going on.
That's amazing.
And then just getting there, man, it's like, yo. You know what I'm saying? They got like built like 8 buildings, 4 on this side, 4 on that side, and they just huge. What's going on inside of them? I don't know. You know
all
what I'm
the
saying?
sets and stuff like that. You probably got everything connected.
But I went inside one of them when they were shooting the show Ambition, because I was an extra on that too. And shoot, they had a whole restaurant built inside of one of the studios. Whole restaurant built on that.
Tyler's amazing. Like,
that's what I say, man.
Give him his slack,
Like,
but
man, this is
he's
dope,
amazing.
man.
He
When I
is.
shot the episode of Tales, they was shooting Coming to America and Bad Boys down
it
at the same time.
was. Oh.
On his
I
Tyler Perry studio.
remember seeing a picture with Eddie Murphy, and it was Will Smith and Martin. They were all in the same picture together, and that's probably what was going on. They were down there at his studio.
Cause
that's tough.
I was supposed to be a cop in one of Tyler Perry shows, but they ran out of uniform because they were using it for Bad Boys.
Wow.
Now that's unfortunate.
I know you probably said, hell, I don't need a uniform. I did.
Yeah, just give me a t-shirt and some jeans. I can do the
That must
same
be a
thing.
detective right now.
Just give me a little badge to put on my shirt. That's all I need.
Yeah, but that was a pretty good experience, man. Just to be in the same area where, you know, other great actors are, and that for that to be Tyler Perry studio, and for me to be there, and that was very inspirational.
How did that feel while you were there? Did you feel like, yeah, I'm where I need to be at?
I ain't want to leave.
Like a little kid.
Yeah, I ain't want to leave because it was like, I mean, I was just an extra. You know what I'm saying? So imagine how much more I could have, you know what I'm saying, done while I was there. Like, even when we were shooting a TV show, you know, I just had to walk past Brian J. White. I just had to walk by him, right? Then I seen a little short guy, you know, about this tall. Little short guy came by, a bald head. Somebody said, "Oh snap, yo, that's Will Packer." I said, "Man, they ain't no Will Packer." So he walked by.
He's a director too, right?
Yeah,
he sure is.
Yeah, so he walked by. I said, "What's up, Mr. Will?" He said, "Hey, brother, how you doing?" I said, "Oh shit, this is Will Packer."
Like I'm just this close to all this greatness. I know it feels good.
Yeah, man. I was like, man. Then they had, you know, put me in the chair. They were doing like the makeup and stuff. You know, I was like, yo, this is pretty dope, man. I want to do this right here, yo.
Right.
So if I ever get to a point where this movie stuff is, you know what I'm saying, where
Your career?
Yeah, I'm taking it.
I know.
I'm taking it.
You're on the
For
right path. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Definitely.
Keep making those
Keep
films that
pushing.
people are interested in, and you definitely will get there. But I also want to ask you, do you have a dream actress that you would want to act with? That you already just got in your mind, like if I get a chance to put her in one of my movies, I'm taking it.
Put her in the movie or be in the movie
With you, yeah.
Like, it would be his love interest?
Yes.
Man.
Well,
How many?
like, before you even get, I'm just looking at, okay, it don't even have to be his love interest. Because, like, you got some great actresses, like, let's say, like,
But what if I was asking for it to actually be?
Okay, go ahead. I'll follow it up.
Like, who would you want as a love interest if you had a dream woman to be in a film with alongside you?
Man, first one come to my mind, Tika Sumpter.
Oh, she is beautiful. You don't know who it is, dude.
I'm trying to think. What she was in?
Tika,
She played in Nobody's Fool with Tiffany Haddish and Omari Hardwick, dark skinned lady. She was, matter of fact, she was Kevin Hart's wife in
Ride
Alone.
I know you're talking about.
Woman.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, she can act.
She's so pretty. She is.
She probably her, KJ Smith.
Is she from Sisters?
Yeah.
I know her. Okay, yeah, I know. I know that name. I thought I heard that name before, so I know her. She is
probably,
pretty too.
Probably those two right there.
Oh, he didn't have a big list. I just knew
Kelly Rowland.
So he's into those beautiful brown women.
Yeah. I remember, I remember when MySpace was out.
Yeah.
I wrote a song to Kelly Rowland.
Kelly probably said, "Oh,
it was close to it, man. It was close to it, man. But shoot, probably no, man. Probably some more probably pop in my head later on, but like those are like top three I can think of.
I sure hope you get your chance to too."
I ain't lying. It's happening now.
It's coming. I feel it's coming.
I think Tika would be down. Kelly kind of.
But
She'll do it too.
she don't really act like that anymore.
Kelly? I've seen her in a few films, like Christmas films and stuff.
Recently?
Yeah, maybe like a year or so ago. But she still does some stuff.
Yeah.
He said he want to have his baby Kelly in the film with him.
Yeah,
I was
like
like,
Kelly,
Kelly's
man.
a beautiful woman.
That Tika something too, man. Hey.
He said it don't matter. They can both be in the film.
Like,
You might have them both. It might be a love triangle. Have them both in the film.
Man,
You'll
I
just
mean, hey,
sweating bullets when they come on the scene.
I'm make sure all my stuff be right. I'm definitely gonna get in that gym.
Like, why you got on so much cologne? I be like,
you know why? You know why? Let's see what we got here. What's the next one?
Now, I know I had one just to kind of piggyback off of that one. Like that's what I was gonna say was not necessarily have to be the love interest, but like somebody like Angela Bassett, right? Mm-hmm. Like, would you want to be in a movie with somebody like that? Because you know that that's a veteran that's gonna bring
I'm learning so much from
that A game. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think if you was in a movie with somebody like Angela Bassett, like, could you be able to go line for line with her?
As far as line for line, I'm not gonna say yeah, and I'm not gonna say no either, because it's like playing towards your competition. You know what I'm saying? So and I wouldn't really say the competition, but it's like if I know you better than me at something, and I'm trying to get where you at, I'm taking notes.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with her bringing it to me, it's kind of like I think it's gonna force me to bring out the best in me to match.
Elevate
you know what I'm saying? What she doing, even if I can get there. You know what I'm saying? Because like she legendary. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought about, like you said, I thought about being in the movie with Felicia Rashad. As far as like women, Big Mama Joe from Soul Food. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like as far as like them playing, like I thought about making a movie about myself and having like Felicia Rashad play like my mom's or somebody. Or something
That'd be tough.
That would be.
I thought about things like that.
Because I'm sure she has a big fan base still just from the Cosby Show, so people would definitely tune in just because of her being in it too.
Yeah, I like Mrs. Huxtable.
There's a viral picture floating around out there. I'm like, man, there's no way that was on the Cosby Show.
Nah, they edited that one, man. You see it? Yeah, I see it. I clicked on it and said, man, let me get out of here, man. God dang, I
ain't seen that episode.
I'm over thinking you joking. Are you
serious?
No, that's serious.
You don't even know about that.
I don't want to. No. Now that's something else.
When I say that, I'm like, ain't no way. Because then I started thinking about, the episode where what was the little sauce that he had made? Talking about something special about his sauce.
I don't remember that.
Cliff had made they had a barbecue. He had some special sauce and they say that the sauce always make everybody fall in love. And so when his court case came up, they brought up that episode.
Oh, shoot.
And so I started,
Anytime anything like that you just think you saying something for a show and they come back to bite you in the behind.
It was very wholesome the way the show was, but they turned it into something else.
They did.
But that's beside the point. Like it was crazy. But like another question I got. All right, if you could act and direct a biopic, or act and direct in a biopic, whose biopic would it be?
Mine.
So I would think like you might want to be Denzel or something.
Nah, it'd be mine.
He said I can do my. Who knows me better than me?
Well, that's true.
It
makes sense.
It'll be mine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I haven't had a rough life. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's life different, but I feel like stuff that I've been through, which caused me to be who I am now, I feel like it could be inspirational to a lot of people.
That's cool. Man, I'm telling you, before, like when I was telling her that I was going to ask you that question, I'm thinking like, I think Rayford probably want to be Denzel or something.
It's then as the opportunity comes, hey, I do them both. Nothing wrong with that.
And I guess another question on that one. Okay, would you play yourself in your biopic, or would you get another actor to play you?
I'll probably try to do it. Now, the younger Ray, nah. Yeah, but as far as like,
hold on.
Yeah, I think man. I don't know. It'll probably be me, cause then it's like, think about this. It might be stuff that I went through that I'm not over yet. You know what I'm saying? So for me to
real emotion attached to it.
Yeah, and then to relive that moment, that could actually bring me out of it. what I may still be stuck in.
That's deep.
Never thought about that. That's true.
Damn, right?
Yeah, man. I think that'll I think that'll help me as well. You know, that's why I say I think it'll be very inspirational, you know, to others. And shoot, now I think about it to myself too.
That makes sense.
You know.
I just know that's one thing that I wanted to ask you was about like planning a biopic or something like that. And if you had the opportunity to direct someone else's biopic, like, do you have any ideas of who's, because you're gonna get those calls where somebody wants you to do directing for them, so like, or producing or whatnot. And I forget, how does that work in the movies as far as directing and producing? Directing is just when you're on the set and you be here, you be there. That's directing, right?
Yeah.
Producing is putting the whole production together.
Yeah, producing is more like the financial side of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So if you got a call and they wanted you to direct somebody's biopic, who would you not have a problem with directing that particular biopic?
It'd probably be maybe an actor I watched or a rapper that I watched growing up that I've not to say know their life, but like first person to come to my head probably like DMX or somebody.
That'd be tough.
I think DMX, because he been my favorite artist since I've been 8 years old.
We all know DMX.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my dad introduced me to him, not to him actually, but
the music.
Yeah, when I was 8 years old, dog, he was talking about Chucky in one of his songs.
Yeah,
like,
that
you
first
like Chucky?
album.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh snap, you know, I'm a kid, I like Chucky too. So I'm like, oh snap, Dad, he like Chucky? He like, yeah. It's like, well, me and him friends, cause we both like Chucky.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So ever since then, man, you know, that's been my favorite. You know, so probably be something on him, and of course I'll probably try to include, you know, like his family members, you know, maybe his wife or his ex-wife,
With older kids, yeah.
You know, just so I can have more of like, yo, would he really do that? You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, not excluding from what. You know, I kind of feel like it's disrespectful to make a movie about somebody and you don't really know, like, you're not including people that came up with them. Yeah.
Like I believe,
left with it, yeah.
Like I believe that's actually a great idea. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I haven't heard anybody mention no type of DMX movie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
which I'm surprised about, but that's gonna be. I don't know who you would get to play him. He was so different. His voice was so unique. It's like
true, but I still feel like something needs to be done for him. You know
and
what I'm
then
saying?
maybe you never know. Like, you put that out there, so you don't know what might could happen. Might get a call about it.
I thought about revamping a few movies. Like, y'all seen Sunset Park?
Yes.
I love Sunset Park.
Yeah, I thought about
so many people doing it. Why not?
Yeah, I was like, man, I said I should write the Sunset Park too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, everybody that was in that movie, I went and found them on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Butter, Andre, Fredro Starr, Antoine Tanner
was in it, wasn't it?
Yeah, Spaceman.
That was like one of the small roles.
Yeah, Spaceman. That was.
Afro, I remember taking.
But shoot, speaking of them, man, the guy that played Andre, the dark skinned dude.
Yeah.
I wrote him on Instagram, yo, and I ain't think he gonna respond back. So I said, hey man, you know what I'm saying? You was one of my favorite characters in Sunset Park. You know what I'm saying? I like the movie, man. You know, and he was like, I appreciate it.
Oh.
I said, this nigga responded, yo. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
might not get that often. You never know.
Right.
Probably
so I said,
so
then I asked a random question, like, yo, how you doing? You doing all right? So I'm holding down, man, for a black man, you know. Right. So I'm like, snap. So I was like, I'm trying to think of something to ask while he's still online, right? So I'm like, I said, hey man, what made you, like, how do you, the acting part, like, how do you get that, man? What made you get better at it? He said, young fella, he said, we act every day.
In life, yes, we do.
I said, you think so? He said, bro, we act every day. We don't even know it. So I said, snap.
Hitting one with the gems,
right. So and that's all he said, yo. So I'm like, Word. That's cool, yo.
He didn't have nothing else to say to the man. He just,
Right.
he just dropped the phone and
I just said
walked.
appreciate it, man.
It reflected.
That man, after he typed that to you, that man, he dropped the phone. He was like, man,
Probably said Mike.
let
drop.
that marinate, young buck. Let that marinate.
I was like, yo, that's pretty cool, man. That's dope. Like, I reached out to a few people. Like, you seen New Jersey Drive?
All my favorites. He named all of them. You never seen it? Oh, we gotta sit down and watch it.
I've seen it, but it wasn't really.
Can't really remember it like that.
It wasn't really one of my favorites, though.
It was one of mine. I love New Jersey Drive.
I told you was a young YN.
When you have a brother like mine, you get into films like that. So the Minister Societies and stuff like that. So it happens.
And shoot, that's one of my favorite movies, man.
New Jersey Drive.
Yep.
The crazy part
But they were still in radios, right?
No, they were still in cars.
I thought they were still in radios.
Cars.
South Central, they were still in the radio.
That might be what I'm talking about.
The little kid, little Ray.
And films like that,
Shot in
people
the
don't
back.
really remember films like that, but I remember those two that he mentioned. It's just like, I'm pretty sure those people would love to get into movies. So you really didn't see them in, some of them in much, except that one movie like that. So it's pretty sure they wouldn't mind getting into stuff like that.
See, I think those movies technically would be kind of on the level of what you were saying about, like with your movie, like getting people that haven't really acted before and make a dope movie out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because like New Jersey Drive, was there like
a main character, like a big
name
wasn't really
artist?
big names in it. No, that's just
Shoot, it's a few of them. Like the dude that played Midget, the bald head dude, Gabriel something. He played in Lockdown. He was in Lockdown. He played in one of the 50 Cent movies.
So he kept going his career.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you got the other guy named his name Donald. I forgot his last name, but he played in Sugar Hill with
Wesley Snipes and was that Eddie Kane or whatever?
Yeah, he was the one he was a kid riding a bike all the time.
Gotcha.
He was gonna ride the bike. He played in what's the other movie that Terrence J had? The Perfect Match. He was in that movie. So yeah, it was a few of them from that joint. Even the guy that played Jason, he played in the movie called The Substitute.
I think I saw that one too.
I think that came out like 96.
Yeah, I remember The Substitute. Yeah, I was young when I seen that.
And shoot, I inboxed him on Facebook too.
Did he write you back?
Yeah, the one that played Jason in the movie.
That's so cool to actually reach back out, because some people just seems like they be so busy, but the ones that actually respond, that means a lot.
Yeah, man, that just like oh snap, yo, I can do this.
And these right. Now are your peers.
Yeah, and then like even the dude that played Suge in the Tupac movie, the movie that he was directing, I was in between scenes. Man, like I got a picture right now. Me and him just sitting there chopping it up. I'm just taking in everything he telling me. Yo.
Be a sponge.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. Man, that's dope, yo. That's dope.
Got you want to get in the movie now?
I ain't say all that. I don't know, man. I ain't never really thought about acting. You know what I'm saying? But
we act every day, B.
We act every day. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't tell one lie with that. He didn't. I'm telling you, every day we gotta go through something where we pretending. It's like,
because I tell people that at work, like, man, I'm tired of going by their rules and this and that.
You tell them to fake the funk.
Man, you better fake the funk. You faking it anyway.
See,
you ain't when you did the interview. When you did the interview, you did not act like yourself when you did the interview. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm a good worker. I'm a teammate. Yeah, I'll come in. I'm eager to learn.
The most antisocial person you ever seen. It's like, oh, how do we even get this person into this job? They don't do nothing right.
Shut up, Larry. Who asked you anyway?
That's what they do.
Because they know you're right. They ain't got nothing to say back.
They don't want to hear that. They in a funk too. They don't want to hear about that.
But
I think we covered everything, huh? We did. Yeah, we covered most everything.
Is that well? Recently you had a casting call out. It was for a physical therapist.
Yeah.
Okay. This is for what movie?
Full Circle Part 2.
This is for Full Circle Part 2. Okay. So how was that going as far as getting everything together for it?
Just for that part, or the
whole movie.
Oh, we're just still in the writing process. But I have like small parts that I have already wrote just for one character. I'm go ahead and picking my cast. That way I can kind of eliminate some of that time doing that to actually, you know, when I'm getting the movie.
So you do this. So if you don't get the whole cast or you don't finish writing it until 6 months from now, you done already picked certain characters, and basically they're just waiting on you to finish and let them know when it's time to shoot.
More likely.
Yeah, I didn't know that process was like that.
Yeah. Well, I won't say everybody process is like that. It's just like how I like to do it.
Easier on yourself than keep trying to search for probably different individuals.
Because like if I have like how, like for example, like how you dress, right? Mm-hmm. I might be like, shoot, I might put a OG type, laid back, smooth dude that can give game on something.
You think that's you, don't
you? know what I'm saying? I could be like, hey man, hey, I got this part for you, man. I think you could play a OG. See, you know what I'm saying? Just based on riled up already. You know what I'm saying? Just based on looks wise. You know what I'm saying? Because looks probably gonna be like number one. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that person look like the character that you're going for. Yeah. So then it's like, all right, boom, now I can write. Boom, 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 boom. Hey bro, what you think about this? Read this.
So you get your visual first, and then you go into writing. Okay, that makes sense.
Like I could be walking down, like I could walk outside right now, and I could picture a car speeding by. Boom. I'm like, oh snap! Now I could write why he's speeding and where he going, and then now I could write a story based on that.
Oh,
it's small pieces.
You know, we were playing that game in the car. Like, I don't know, was it when we went to the Chinese thing? We was passing by cars and like just joking around, like
making up stories.
Yeah, making up stories.
Oh yes, we used to do that all the time. We was joking, me and my brother.
Look, I bet they going. They hungry now. I bet they going. I bet you they turn at a restaurant.
And then they actually turn into the restaurant. It's like
I told they a little hungry. But
that's a good process, though.
I don't know, man. Like if you do have a character in the movie that you need an actor for, you know what I'm saying? Like especially if it's like I think I want to be like I don't know, like a gangster that then turn my life around.
Really? That's
but they trying to pull me back in. You know what I'm saying? But I done turned my life around. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna make sure I tune in for that. So I need to see how this. He probably say, "See, Larry want to be a gangster, but he didn't turn his life around." I don't feel like writing that in here.
Like OG, let me holler at you, OG.
Feel like it. I'll get Larry one line.
When the movie come out, he don't even tell me he done cut my scene out.
No, my fault. Like you looking at the movie, you just see yourself walk by, and that's it. It's like, wow, like Ray really he's something else. Like he's really something else. Have you ever had to do that to someone? Like they just knew they had a big role, and when you look back at it, like, I can't use that, and just cut the thing.
Nah, it'll be. Nah, I won't cut the entire part out, but if it's not really lining up, I'm like, I'm gonna take this part out. I'm gonna just squeeze something else in between there.
Has anyone ever confronted you about that, or said anything to you like, "Hey, why did my scene get cut so short?" or something?
Oh, nah.
It's probably coming.
Yeah, I mean,
don't do them too bad.
Nah, I never. I had to cut a character's part short.
See, it didn't line up with what you was trying to go for. It was like it was too long. Like
not really. It was too long. It was more like it was trying to be. It was trying to be.
Something?
Nah, it was trying to be two directors.
This is my show.
And it wasn't really like that because it's like when I write my joint, I kind of already have a visual of what. You know what I'm saying, I want to do, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, when you come on, you saying you agree to
do it that way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then he's like, no, I ain't doing that. Which is fine. I'm not going to try to make you do it. You know, if you don't want to do it, that's cool. But, you know, not to sound arrogant, but shit, don't forget who wrote this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could easily, like, okay.
The fact that you've had to deal with someone coming in trying to take over what you're putting together is, I know it's people that are confident in what they do, but to just try to take over the directors, what they're telling you to do is crazy.
No, I'm open to ideas, you know what I'm saying, but if it's kind of gonna shy away from what I'm doing, right. You know, and I try not to, you know, it's like that joint, and it wasn't even that. it was a scene where I didn't want them to wear a certain thing.
They didn't go by the script of what they wanted you
Yeah,
to
it
look
was like I said, nah, I don't like. You said dress casual.
Yes.
That father came over here with a Knicks jersey on and the hoodie and the fitted.
And see, that's what I was trying to avoid. That's
You know what I'm saying?
saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. I can't come on. That's why I brought 3 shirts. Bro, which one? You know what I'm saying? Which one y'all?
You was prepared.
You know
I
what
give
I'm
you that.
saying?
You know what I'm
Give
saying?
yourself some options.
And that part, I said, nah, so I don't want that look. And then like, well, I think this would be better.
Oh my goodness.
I said, don't worry about it. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
What you mean it's okay?
They knew they were wrong anyway. Even
Exactly.
asking that, it's like, what you
Yeah,
mean it's
like-
okay? Like, why are you going against what he
So I
told
had
you in
to-
the first place? How he wanted it to be? Like, that's crazy to me.
I had to change my whole ending, man.
Oh my
Now, see, I was thinking
goodness.
more of like, I didn't know that they would try to change your wardrobe up. I thought it would be more of like maybe improvising on some lines.
Now, like I said, I don't mind no improv as long as it don't take away from
Yeah.
Cause like me and you got a script and we got to say certain things, and if I say something that's going now sometimes actors forget their lines. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll like one person will say something that maybe like help you remember yours. Then it's like you snap into it.
But now that thing that they said has to stay in there now, right?
Man, it's all in the editing, dog. Like if it stays cool, you know what I'm saying. But the people that's watching, they don't know what's in the script.
That's true. That's
It's
true.
supposed to actually be there, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we sitting here chilling, and I say something, and then you say, "Yeah, man, I'm about to start me a new business." And if I say my line, then you don't say nothing. Like, "Hey, man, how that business going that you got?" Man, you know what I'm saying? They like, "Oh snap!" Like, "Oh, it's going pretty good." Now we talking about the business or what? You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
The line you forgot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And I can, like the person can always go back and edit you asking about it. Gotcha.
It's all in the editing, dog. They call it movie magic.
Definitely is that.
Movie magic, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, full circle. I ain't gonna give away the ending, but 2 people couldn't show up due to personal reasons. So I'm like, oh snap. I can't do this scene without these 2 people because these 2 people are in the scene. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I got on YouTube. I found like some fighting stuff. Right? Because how it went down in the ending, it wasn't supposed to go like that. It was supposed to be like
you
come
said.
in, SWAT come through. All right, everybody put your hands up. Take everybody to jail. But these 2 people ain't sure, so you know what? I'm about to make something wild happen. I said, yeah, y'all go over y'all lines real quick. I'm gonna write this up right here real quick. Boom. All right. I said, hey, come here. Throw your arm out. Grab it. All right. Flip it. You know what I'm saying?
So okay, so you actually, all right, we'll do our own stunt. We got a stunt scene right here. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So like, I don't know, for part 2, I want to try some crazy stuff, man. I was like, I want to jump on top of a car. And ride and all that. But I probably have a dummy or something one day.
I was about to say.
We enjoy the stunts, but nothing too dangerous. Like, we don't need nothing too dangerous.
like, or at least have like a harness and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
No, the
I don't
dummy
know.
work.
That
The
might be
dummy
hard because
work.
I ain't to that point where I know how to edit that stuff out where you can't see it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I'm gonna get there though. I'm gonna get there.
Oh yeah, that practice makes perfect. Just keep doing what you're doing, and shoot, you eventually get it. And remember, get you some more stunt doubles, like the ones that's really trained into stuff like that. We want nobody getting hurt. Somebody that's comfortable doing those types of things.
Yeah.
Have them on standby for the casting call.
That one scene with the where you jumped out the way of the car, like I know
That's my favorite part.
She said, "That car almost hit him."
I was like, I know that's who I think it is in that car doing it. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
they
'cause
something else. I said, that's crazy.
And shoot, I was kind of rushing to do that one because the sun was going down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I said, come on. I said, let's try. I said, get close to me as you can, yo, and I'm gonna jump out the way. But I messed up that part. Like it was way down on the other end, and I panicked. I was like, let me get, let me get out the way, yo.
He said, this is a little too dangerous.
Because I was gonna do it where I jumped out this way and then did the cop roll.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? But I couldn't get it right, so I said, you know what? I'm gonna just let it come and I'm gonna just juke out the way, and I'm gonna try to like when they get on me again, I'm gonna roll over and like I just, you know what I'm saying, jumped out the way and, you know, did the stunt or whatever. But yeah, man, that one. Did you see where we was running downtown?
Yeah, I seen it
ran
across the street.
Right?
Yeah.
So I said, yo, if cars coming, keep recording. We're just gonna dodge them.
Oh, that'll be tough.
I hope you're using the 35 mile per hour lane because they were doing the 55.
So as you can see, when the first dude ran across the street, he ran across.
Yeah.
And then when my character ran across the street, the car was coming. Right, the car was coming. He said I had to run around. And I ran down the street. I got a fake badge on, a gun on my hip. So
police chase.
I'm glad. Hey, the people were like,
somebody pulled their phone.
Oh yeah, you better believe that you might be on footage somewhere on Facebook. You don't even realize.
I said, viral. I said, give me that footage. I would put that in the movie.
Right, that would have been cool to have in there. And also with the guns, how did y'all make that look so realistic? I was like, they really out here busting.
Nah, it's just editing and gun props.
Movie magic.
I be scared with the guns. I'm just like, there's so many stories behind them. I'm like, oh gosh, they got this looking so realistic.
Now, when I did this is why I learned to join that. When I did Without Your Love, it was New Year's Eve, and I had the idea in my head. So the dude that I wanted to play the part, I said, yo, what you doing the rest of the night? So I ain't doing that. I said, hey, meet me in this alley here. This when I was in Wilmington. He said, all right, what we got? I said, yo, let's do this right here, yo. He read it. He said, all right, bet let's do it. I ain't had no prop guns. So I had real guns, right? So I took the magazines out, right? Took all the bullets out. So I said, bro, when I come here, pull the gun out. He said, all right, bet. So then probably like 20, 30 minutes went by. He said, yo, bro, look at the police. So I look, it's a cop car pulled up.
Oh my goodness.
Right? I said, oh snap. I guess they just riding about this New Year's Eve. Another car come from the alley. So what the hell? Look back, 2 more cop cars pulled up, right? One, and then one pulled in. I was like, oh right? I was like, oh shit. I said, bro, don't move.
They were there for y'all.
Yeah, I said, bro, don't move, dog. Cop pull up. He said, how you feel doing? I'm like, we doing all right. He said, what you guys doing back here? I said, making a movie. He said, oh yeah? I said, what kind of movie? I said, well, hopefully they get on Tubi. And he said, well, we got a call that somebody was pointing weapons at each other. They said, you guys had any guns
saw this? Y'all probably thought y'all was alone. Like, who saw that?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, it was a car garage, like right next to it, probably like 5 stores.
They probably called and left. They probably was like, they probably said, oh no, what is going on back
robbing that guy?
Oh yes.
So they pulled up and they was like, you got any weapons on you? I can't lie, I got it. One right here, he got it in his hand. I'm like, yeah, he's like, all right, don't move.
But with no magazine in it.
Nothing was in it. No magazine, nothing. Like, the bullet was out the chamber.
That's a good thing.
So he walked over there. He said, all right, I'm going to take this. I'm going to pat your guy down. He pat it down. He checked the numbers on the gun. They came back clean. They was mine. And he said, all right, well, we just got a call, that something was going on. And, I'm glad, this what y'all doing. And so he was like, yo, just if you're going to do this here, get a permit to use real weapons.
Oh, yeah.
Or just use prop guns.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I was like, all right, cool. And then after that, man, we talked for about 15, 20 minutes about movies, yo. Me, the dude, and about 3 cops just sitting there chopping it up.
They were just having a nice little powwow out there. They were just glad it wasn't nothing serious, I'm pretty sure.
Future people that participate in the movie.
Yeah. Now, that was in Wilmington. I don't even know these cats' names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't even know these cats' names, man. But shoot, then after that, he's like, all right, you guys, So I ain't want nobody else calling the police on me, and we ain't even finished the scene.
Right.
So I said, hey, man, just hold your finger up like this, and I'm going to get from your wrist down. Just to make it look like, so you got the joint in your hand. And so, shoot, that was how that went. But them cats roll up like SWAT. Dog, like, oh, boy, we black in this town, boy, we got guns.
See, as soon as you said that the one cop pulled at the one end, I was like, yeah. Just say it. You're
surprised the people watching you. You don't realize they paying attention to you. They probably thought something real serious was happening, so they probably say, well, I'm going to call the police and I'm just going to leave out. Just to make sure everything is straight, because they probably know other people was coming back there or what y'all had going on. Right. So they say, you don't know who be watching.
Man, lying, well, I was, hey, every time a car went by, we were looking too like, Oh nah, bro, they ain't looking. We straight.
Oh
we
yes,
good.
oh yes,
straight.
they are.
We straight.
That shows you, yes, they are.
Oh. I said, bro, don't.
7 of them.
I said, don't move, bro. Just stay right there.
At least you know not to make no scene, cause you just never know.
Right.
And in this day and age, anyway. Like,
But that's a random answer. What you fellas doing over here? Making a movie? Funny guy, huh?
you never know. Some people do probably take offense thinking you probably lying or something like that.
Yeah.
So thank goodness they were cool. Like they weren't.
Making a
I don't know,
movie.
trying to
But
be.
shoot, I did have I had all my camera, I had all my stuff out.
Thank God
too.
you had the stuff there with you too.
Shoot,
Yeah.
even when I shot the movie in Bennisville, people rolling up. Hey Ray, what a mid scene, yo. Hey Ray, or like my boy Uno, we was shooting in front of a barbershop one day.
They edited it out. They're like, cut.
They walked in. Hey Ray, what's up? What y'all do? I'm like, come on, man, watch out, man. Hey man, let me be in the movie, man. I said, all right. When I say action, I want you to just walk by. That's it.
They see. Everybody say we getting paid. Everybody say we getting paid for this. Afterward, they didn't say that, did they?
Nah, they pulled. I want to be in the movie.
Like, man, it's been great having you here, man. Like, is there anything that you would like to promote or what you're working on coming up?
Yeah, man. Working. Like I said, I'm working on Full Circle Part 2. So that's currently in the works. If anybody want to go check out Full Circle Part 1, you can find it on Amazon or YouTube, as well as Without Your Love and The Lonely Girl, my other 2 projects that I have. They're currently streaming on Tubi. And just shout out to my cast that helped me create Full Circle, which is one of my best so far. Shout out to them. And I got like I said, Full Circle Part 2, and plus a few more projects I got working on.
Okay, and like, man, it's been another great episode. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Like, thank you, Mr. Rayford Boykin IV.
Appreciate you.
Like, this has been an amazing interview, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
We definitely want you to come back.
Oh yeah.
Like, when you finish with the next movie, definitely come back. Let us know what's going on. And hey, remember I told you I want to be in one, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, what you got?
Well, this has been Small Talks with Tish and Larry, and thank you, Ray, for coming again. And for everyone that's tuning in, we thank y'all also. And tune in next week for more podcasts. And again, we'll see y'all next time.